Hey, folks, welcome to Shooting Up North. I'm your host, Louis Carlin. We're right here on the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're watching for the first time, or if you're watching for the 10th, 20th, 30th time, and you don't subscribe to the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network YouTube channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button. If you want to follow me on social media, I'm on Twitter at Shooting Up North, Instagram at Alliance PW Network, and feel free to join our Facebook group, the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network. In addition, if you want to order one of our t-shirts, they are now available at whatamaneuver.net. Go to our YouTube channel. You'll see our banner at the top, Shooting Up North. Look at the bottom right-hand corner, and you will see a link that says Shooting Up North merchandise. Click on that link, and you will be taken to the whatamaneuver.net website, our page on that website, and you too can order one of these t-shirts. You too can, as well, if you work in a cold environment, you could order a hoodie. We have tank tops as well. Head on over. If you're interested, again, whatamaneuver.net. It's our debut t-shirt. We got more designs coming, but I want to thank everybody that has purchased a t-shirt up until this point. Thank you very, very much. I really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. So if you want a Shooting Up North t-shirt, head on over to whatamaneuver.net. It's the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network page on whatamaneuver.net. Okay, so June 19th. This Sunday, it's coming fast. It's coming fast. June 19th, Slammiversary. Impact Wrestling presents Slammiversary at the Asylum in Nashville, Tennessee, celebrating the 20th anniversary, the promotion's 20th anniversary, with the show being held exactly 20 years to the date of Impact's /TNA. It was TNA back then, their very first event, and it will be the 18th event under the Slammiversary name. Big show coming up this Sunday. Really looking forward to it. We got a whole host of excellent matches signed for this one. So let's get into it. Let's do our Shooting Up North Impact Wrestling Slammiversary preview and prediction show. So let's just get right into it. Two pre-show matches will kick off the evening. First, we have Rich Swann defending the Impact Wrestling Digital Media Championship against Brian Myers. Rich Swann not in possession of the digital media title. He defeated Matt Cardona about 2 weeks ago at Pro Wrestling Revolver to win the Impact Wrestling Digital Media Championship, but Matt Cardona ran off with the belt, so he was still in possession of it. He actually gave the belt to Brian Myers, so Brian Myers is in possession of the belt, and we're getting Rich Swann 1-on-1 against Brian Myers for the Impact Digital Media Championship. It's quite obvious it was supposed to be Matt Cardona, but Matt Cardona has a torn bicep, and he can't compete. So Brian Myers will be, I guess, wearing that belt to the ring. Should be a good match. Should be a good opening match. But when all is said and done, I fully expect Rich Swann to win this one. Rich Swann, terrific talent, as is Brian Myers. We should get some really good back and forth action. I don't know if Matt Cardona is going to be there in the corner of Brian Myers and maybe get involved somehow. But regardless, I see Rich Swann winning this match, and I see Rich Swann getting that title back and having it around his waist in the next set of tapings, which will be on June 20th in Nashville as well. So it's a full Alpha Slammiversary. We'll see Rich Swann with the Digital Media Championship, but it should be a good match. Should get some really good back and forth action here. But I got Rich Swann to win this one. Then we have the Reverse Battle Royal, and I'm going to be brutally honest here. I'm not really interested in this Reverse Battle Royal because, first of all, Scott D'Amore himself indicated that it's basically a joke. He said it's a 20th anniversary Slammiversary. We're going to honor the cool stuff and the not so cool stuff. So that's why we're doing the Reverse Battle Royal. Reverse Battle Royal, not so cool. Not really one of the best things that has come out of TNA / Impact Wrestling. I think they could have done without this. I think they could have given us something else besides the Reverse Battle Royal. There's going to be a lot of comedy in this one. I expect Shark Boy to be involved. As we know, Johnny Swinger already said that he wants to win it. Raj Singh has said that Shira is going to win the Reverse Battle Royal. I believe Zicky Dice is going to be. There's going to be a lot of comedy. It's going to be like I wouldn't be surprised if we see like Curryman, somebody else. Well, it won't be Christopher Daniels, but another Curryman. Well, unless Christopher Daniels doesn't give the blessing, but you know what I mean. It's going to be a comedy. Um, we might see Suicide. Suicide might make his return to the Reverse Battle Royal, but it's going to be. I'm thinking like Johnny Swinger is probably going to win this one. It's just going to be a whole comedy mess. It's not going to be entertaining, in my opinion, and there's no incentive for anyone to really win the Reverse Battle Royal, right? There's no incentive, so it's just I could do without it. My idea would have been either to have just a battle royal, regular battle royal, where you have guys, you bring like an Aiden Prince. So Aiden Prince could also be involved in the Reverse Battle Royal, but have just a regular battle royal. We have like a guy like Aiden Prince, John Schuyler, VSK. You can bring in like Blake Christian. You can bring other young stars in, yes, and other talent that might not be involved on the show, and put them in the battle royal. And the winner of that battle royal will go on to fall out from Slammiversary the next night and get an Impact Wrestling World title shot or an Impact Wrestling X Division title shot. Just something like that. Some sort of incentive, to make it seem meaningful. But it's the Reverse Battle Royal. It's going to be comedy. It's not going to be. They even could have had like a three-way match, like Aiden Prince versus Blake Christian versus John Schuyler, and the winner of that goes on the next night, gets an X Division title shot. Whoever's the winner, whoever wins the Ultimate X match will have to defend the title against the winner of that three-way match, something like that. I think that would have been a little more entertaining. But the Reverse Battle Royal, not really interested. Johnny Swinger's probably going to win it. It's going to be a whole comedy thing. Johnny Swinger probably going to win it, or maybe Shark Boy or something like that. But I hope it's not too long. I'm glad it's on the pre-show. Yeah. So if I got to pick a winner, I'm just going to pick Johnny Swinger. I'll pick Johnny Swinger to win the Reverse Battle Royal. Okay. So then we move on to the regular card. We have the Influence, Madison Rayne and Tennille Dashwood. Defending the Impact Wrestling Knockouts Tag Team Championship against Rosemary and Taya Valkyrie. Now, right from the outset, you look at it and you think, oh, Rosemary and Taya Valkyrie, they're going to win the Knockouts Tag Team Championship. And that would be a good prediction. And that could very well happen. But I'm gonna make a bold prediction here. I'm going to make a slightly bold prediction. I'm going to say the Influence are going to retain their titles. Madison Rayne, Tennille Dashwood retain the titles. I'm going to say Taya Valkyrie turns on Rosemary. I'm going to pick Taya Valkyrie turns on Rosemary, and then we have Taya Valkyrie Rosemary feud. Because, you can have them win the titles, but, okay. So they put Rosemary and Taya Valkyrie together, and they win the tag team championship. Okay, that could work, but I think it would be more exciting, be more intriguing. I think it would be more interesting if Taya Valkyrie turns on Rosemary and costing her team the match, and Rosemary and Taya Valkyrie get into a like a 2 or 3 month feud, something like that. I that's something I would so that's going to be my prediction. I'm going to say Influence are going to retain, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's because Taya Valkyrie turns on Rosemary in that one. Then we have the Monsters Ball match, which should just be absolutely insane. Sammy Callahan against Moose. It's Callahan's first match back after injury. This is going to be absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Love Moose, love Sammy Callahan. This is going to be an absolute all-out war. There's going to be some crazy spots in this one. My goodness, there's going to be some great back and forth. I wouldn't be surprised if they take it all over the arena, all over the asylum, all over Nashville. If they just fight all over Nashville, this is going to be crazy. This is going to be a crazy, crazy, crazy match. I'm expecting some blood actually in this one, but it's hard to pick a winner in this one because you got Moose, who you could argue and say that you say he's the face of Impact Wrestling, but then you get Sammy Callahan making his first return, and I think they want to build him up to be a challenger for Josh Alexander. And then again, you got Moose, who might need surgery. I think he said he could work through it, but surgery, maybe surgery is always an option for Moose. He might need to take some time off and rest. So it's tough to pick a winner here, but This is the Shooting Up North podcast preview and prediction shows. So I have to pick a winner. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick Sammy Callahan to win this all-out war. This is one match that I am absolutely looking forward to. Sammy Callahan versus Moose. Man, I get goosebumps just thinking about this. This is going to be a great one. This is going to be absolutely fantastic. Cannot wait for this match. Then we have a 10-man tag team match. So I don't know if it's an elimination match. I don't know if I missed that somewhere, or if it's just a 10-man match, one fall to a finish. I think an elimination match would actually be a little more exciting, but it doesn't indicate here that it's an elimination match. I hope it, in fact, is. It's going to be Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, Frankie Kazarian, and we found out yesterday that Nick Aldis is the fourth man. Honor No More. Taking Honor No More, Eddie Edwards, Matt Taven, Mike Bennett, PCO, and Vincent. And before I get to the match, I forgot to point out in the beginning. When I end my preview and predictions, there's actually who put this out here? So dailyddt.com put out an article written by Granger Chapman, where he makes 5 bold predictions for Impact Wrestling Slammiversary, which are absolutely just insanely ridiculous. But I'm gonna just go over that quickly when I end my sane preview and prediction show. So absolutely insanely ridiculous. But I forgot to mention in the beginning, but just stick with me when I'm done here. So it's going to be Impact originals: Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, Kazarian, Nick Aldis against Eddie Edwards, Matt Taven, Mike Bennett, PCO, and Vincent in a 10-man tag team match. This should be fantastic as well. I'm looking forward to seeing who the 5th guy is. You could say it could be Chris Harris. You could also say the Rhino makes a miraculous return. It could be Rhino. Maybe Heath. I know Heath was taken out. I know they're called the Impact Originals, but I think anybody from Impact's past or present could be involved in this match. I think that's what they said. Could be James Storm. Who else? It could be Shark Boy. Ooh, Shark Boy. And that's the bottom line, because Shark Boy said so. But it could be anybody from Impact Wrestling's past or present. But if I got to pick one, I'm gonna say it's either gonna be James Storm or I think maybe Rhino makes a miraculous return. That's who I'm gonna pick. But it was interesting. It's really cool that Nick Aldis is involved in that one. But this should be a great one as well, because Frankie Kazarian, of course, signed with AEW. But this is going to be a great match as well. I'd be very disappointed if Honor No More doesn't win, because if they don't win, then Honor No More is basically done. So I'm going to pick Honor No More to win this match, but PCO involved with Honor No More. Like 1 week PCO is a fan favorite, the next week he's a heel, then he's a fan favorite again. So they're not sure what they're doing with PCO. Is he part of Honor No More? Is he part of a heel faction, or is he a fan favorite? Going to war with Steve Macklin and popping his shoulder with the fans and just chanting PCO, PCO. So what is PCO? But I guess in this match, he's a heel, part of Honor No More. But this should be a fantastic match. Fantastic match. And like I said, I'm picking Honor No More to win this one. Again, I hope it's an elimination match. I hope they just haven't announced it. I hope they make this one an elimination match, because that will make it a lot more interesting. I think it will make it more exciting than just one fall to the finish. But nonetheless, should be a great one. But I'm picking Honor No More to be victorious in this match. Then the Impact Wrestling Tag Team Championships are on the line as the Impact Wrestling World Tag Team Champions, the Briscoes, J. Mark Briscoe, take on the soon-to-be departing Good Brothers. And I'm not being negative, but I feel that they are departing Impact Wrestling. I think we're going to get a very good match here, unless Good Brothers mail it in. But we'll see. We'll see what they do. We'll see what they do. Their contracts are they have exactly 1 month to go. 1 month to go, and their contracts are officially have expired with Impact Wrestling. It's July 17th. 1 month to go. For that reason, I'm picking the Briscoes. I think we're going to get a good match here. I hope the Good Brothers don't mail it in, and I hope they give us a good match. But I'm going to pick the Briscoes to win this one. It's going to be. You know what? The Good Brothers are not going to mail it in. I think we're going to get a hard-fought battle here. And maybe we'll get some, maybe Chris Bay. Chris Bay might get involved. Ace Austin now in the Bullet Club. Ace Austin might get involved somehow. But we'll see. But I think when all is said and done, I think the Briscoes are going to retain. I could be wrong. Now that I'm thinking Chris Bay, Ace Austin, maybe they interfere on behalf of the Good Brothers. Maybe Hikuleo is there and costing the Briscoes. If the Good Brothers do win, then there's a chance that they might be staying with Impact Wrestling. But if I had $100 to bet on this one, I'd put it on the Briscoe. So I'm going to pick Jay and Mark Briscoe to defeat the Good Brothers and retain the Impact Wrestling Tag Team Championship. Then we have the Queen of the Mountain match for the Impact Wrestling Knockouts World Championship. Mickie James is a special enforcer. So Queen of the Mountain match. The idea is to get the title instead of hanging the title, instead of pulling the title that's hanging from the ceiling. The whole idea is to actually put the title on, to hang the title on the they're gonna have like a hook there that you're hanging on. So that's taking place. So just gonna read, in case you're not familiar with it was King of the Mountain, but here's but this is gonna be Queen of the Mountain. So here's the rules of King of the Mountain. So here's the match format. 5 competitors in the match start out as ineligible to win. In order to become eligible, a wrestler must score a pinfall or submission on an opponent. The opponent who submits or is pinned is forced to spend 2 minutes in the penalty box cage. More than one wrestler can be in the cage. This often results in wrestlers fighting inside the cage or forming some sort of an alliance. Once eligible, the wrestler may win the match by retrieving the match prize, usually the championship belt, and hanging it on the hook suspended from the ring with the aid of ladders. So that's the rules of this Queen of the Mountain match. So the Impact Wrestling Knockouts champion, Tasha Steelz, will be defending her title against Chelsea Green, Deonna Purrazzo, Jordynne Grace, and Mia Yim. This should be outstanding. This should be an outstanding match. There's so much great talent in this one. Tasha Steelz, I'm a huge Tasha Steelz fan. I think she's very deserving of holding the Impact Wrestling Knockouts World Championship. I want her to win this match. My heart wants Tasha Steelz to win this one. I'm big fan of Tasha Steelz, but my brain is telling me she's going to drop the title in this one. I'd like to pick Deonna Purrazzo to walk out as the champion. I've always felt that she was going to eventually get the title back, but I'm going to go with Mia Yim. I'm going with Mia Yim to win this match and become the new Impact Wrestling Knockouts champion. Mia Yim, of course, signing a 6-month contract. I feel confident that she's going to sign a longer-term deal. So I'm picking Mia Yim to win the Impact Wrestling Knockouts title here. Mickie James, I'm sure, is going to get involved with like a Deonna Purrazzo or a Chelsea Green. Like if they have to go to the cage and they don't want to go to the cage, Mickie James will make sure they get into the cage where they're in the penalty box, so to speak, for the 2 minutes. But again, my heart wants Tasha Steelz to win this, but my head's saying Mia Yim's going to win. But this is going to be a great one. There should be some great action in this one. There should be a lot of suspense in this one as well. I'm going to say lots of near title belt hangings. But this is going to be a really good match. And we'll see how the Queen of the Mountain match takes place. I know they used to do the King of the Mountain match. They haven't done that for a while. 20th anniversary, they're bringing it back. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how this goes. But I think it's going to be the talent involved in this one. I think I'd be very surprised if we didn't get an absolutely fantastic match with all the talent involved. But I'm going to go with Mia Yim to walk out as the Impact Wrestling Knockouts World Champion. Then we have the Ultimate X match for the Impact Wrestling X Division Championship. So let me just read the rules of Ultimate X in case you're not familiar. It says Ultimate X is contested by 3 or more wrestlers of the X Division. 2 cables connected to metal structures rising from 4 corners of the ring, cross 15 feet above the middle of the ring, similar to a ladder match. an object, usually a championship belt or a large red X. I think they're going to go with a large red X. Suspended from where the cables. Actually, I think the championship belt is going to be up there. The winner is the first person to take possession of the hung object. So those are the rules for Ultimate X. In case you weren't familiar with the rules, we have the X Division champion Ace Austin versus Kenny King versus Mike Bailey versus Trey Mcgill versus Jack Evans versus Alex Zane. This match is going to, and I'm going into a Joe Biden whisper. This match is going to be insane. It's going to be insane. Insane. I'm gonna repeat myself 3 times like Joe Biden. It's going to be insane. 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 That's Joe Biden. Okay, so he whispers and he yells. Yeah, so this is going to be this is going to be a crazy match. Holy smoke. This is going to be Ace Austin coming off a very successful tour of Japan and the Best of the Super Juniors. He was immensely popular in Japan. My goodness. I was reading and I heard that his meet and greet lines were tremendously long. He was just wowing the Japanese crowd, the New Japan Pro Wrestling crowd. He just absolutely killed it in Japan, and he joined the Bullet Club when he was out there, as you know. But this is going to be a crazy match. Mike Bailey, Kenny King, Trey Mcgill, Jack Evans, formerly of AEW, Alex Zane, free agent. Now, Alex Zane and Ace Austin, they have a little beef with each other right now. When Ace Austin joined the Bullet Club, Alex Zane asked what he was doing and confronted Ace Austin and wound up getting attacked by Ace Austin and the rest of the Bullet Club. They showed the clip on Impact Wrestling, Impact on Access last week. Was it last week of the week? It was last week. They showed it, and so Alex Zane was inserted into this match. I'm a little disappointed. I was kind of hoping we would have seen. You could have seen Hiromu Takahashi, but he wouldn't have fit this one. Yeah, I guess Alex Zane. I'm not arguing Alex Zane. Alex Zane was great. I was also thinking, Francesco Akira as well from New Japan Pro Wrestling, the United Empire. Mentioned that he wants a shot. I was thinking maybe we'll get Francesco Akira, but I think Alex Zane. They got the little story line going between Austin and Alex Zane. So Zane, Akira, Takahashi, either way, all 3 are fantastic talents. But again, there's going to be some crazy spots in this one. Just insane, especially with the Speedball Mike Bailey. Now, initially, I'd said that Speedball Mike Bailey was my pick to win this one, but I'm changing it. I'm going with Ace Austin to retain. Only reason is because Hiromu Takahashi, who defeated Ace Austin at the Best of the Super Juniors when they had their one-on-one match, indicated that he wants a shot at the X Division Championship. Ace Austin said to Takahashi he could have a shot, but he would have to be in an Impact Wrestling ring. Scott D'Amore gave that match his blessing. He invited Takahashi to Impact Wrestling. Takahashi, who is facing Taiji Ishimori next week, I think next Monday or Tuesday, for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship, will be headed to the U.S. I think shortly after that, I think in July or earlier mid-July, he's going to make his way to the U.S. He's not part of the G1. The G1 climax begins for New Japan Pro Wrestling July 6th, July 18th, July 16th. It goes to August 18th, and Takahashi will be participating on a few New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong shows. So I think we're going to see Takahashi at a TV taping or 2 and challenge Ace Austin for the Impact Wrestling X Division Championship, which will be just absolutely mind-blowing. So I'm picking Ace Austin to win this one for that reason alone. You could also make an argument that maybe Mike Bailey will win. That's why Trey Mcgill defeated Mike Bailey, because we can see you can make the argument that Mike Bailey's going to win, and then Trey Mcgill's instantly going to want a title shot because he defeated him on TV. Then he gets the first challenge for Mike Bailey will be Trey Mcgill. So you can make that argument, but Ace Austin's too hot right now. And in the Bullet Club, great showing at the Best of Super Juniors. Takahashi's coming to the U.S., hopefully to Impact Wrestling. So Ace Austin retains in this one, but it's going to be an insane match. But Ace Austin will retain in this one. Then we have the main event. The main event, the Impact Wrestling World Championship. Josh Alexander, the champion, 1-on-1 against Eric Young. This would be an absolutely fantastic match. Fantastic main event. The ending of Impact on Access last night was fantastic. The build, I would say, was a little slow, but the end of the show yesterday, business picked up, man. Business really picked up, and that was a great ending. That was a great ending. I thought it was a great ending to their go home show. Great build in that show. Josh Alexander just getting brutally attacked by Eric Young and Violent by Design, looking to get his revenge. So I thought that was a great ending. This is going to be a fantastic match. And I'm sure Joe Doring, Cody Deaner are going to get involved somehow. But when all is said and done, Josh Alexander is not going to lose the title. Not going to lose the title. There are a few things that are on my mind about this one. There are a few things on my mind. Could we see Scott D'Amore? Scott D'Amore got involved. He threw a punch at Cody Deaner, connected. They got a little physical last night on Impact and Access TV. Could we see a swerve? Eric Young, Scott D'Amore, Team Canada. Could we see a swerve? Could we see Scott D'Amore maybe interfering on behalf of Eric Young, which would, of course, cost Josh Alexander the championship and put the title on Eric Young? That's something that was in the back of my mind. It's unlikely because Josh Alexander is Canadian himself. So, and I don't think Eric Young going back to a Team Canada. Well, he doesn't necessarily have to go back to a Team Canada. But Scott D'Amore joining Violent by Design, it's in the back of my mind, but it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So that's one thing. Another thing is I can see Violent by Design getting involved quite a bit, as I said. Josh Alexander's got the odds stacked against him, and when things get a little too things become a little too much for Josh Alexander, and there's constant interference by Joe Doring and Cody Deaner, I could see someone like since it is the 20th anniversary, I could see like a James Storm coming out to sit in the corner of Josh Alexander to even the odds. Something like that. I can see something like that happening. I think that would be pretty cool. And this match also, I don't know if he's going to be referee this match, but this show actually, Brian Hebner, I don't know if you heard on his show on his podcast, he is retiring. This is going to be his last show, so he's stepping away from refereeing. So I could only imagine that he's going to be the referee for that match. So they could very well. If I'd be very surprised if Brian Hebner wasn't officiating that match, but this will be Brian Hebner's last show. As I said, he's stepping away. He announced it on his podcast, repping it up with RJ. RJ, good pal of mine. They both do a great job. So I just want to say thank you, Brian, for years and years and years of terrific refereeing, man. I just want to say that, but just want to put that in there. But when all is said and done, Josh Alexander, I'm picking Josh Alexander. I think Josh Alexander is going to hold the title for a very long time. And again, I wouldn't be surprised if James Storm comes out to even the, or even James Storm, Chris Harris. They both come out to even the odds and back up Josh Alexander, or if or they come out and they run Joe Doring and Cody Deaner to the back, something like that. I think that's something that's probably going to happen. But be really cool. But when all is said and done, an overall main event should be a terrific, hard fought match between Alexander and Young. I know Alexander. Yeah, when he was on I interviewed Josh Alexander last week. The interview is on our channel right now. We spoke about this match. He said he used to watch Showtime Eric Young all the time, and it's being in the main event against Eric Young. 20th anniversary is like a dream come true for him, and this is going to be a great one. But I'm picking Josh Alexander to defeat Eric Young again in a hard-fought, terrific match. I'm saying it's going to go like 20-25 minutes, but it should be a great match between two great stars of professional wrestling. All right, so those are my preview. That's my preview and predictions. And as I said, let's go into this for a second. DailyDDT.com. Granger Chapman put out an article, I don't know, maybe a day or two ago, 5 bold predictions, Impact Wrestling Slammiversary. So let's read the 5 bold predictions by Granger Chapman. Okay, so number 5, Abyss gets involved in Monsters Ball. Abyss works for the WWE, so that's not going to happen. He does point out there's Forbidden Door, but no, Abyss works for the WWE. That's not going to happen. Okay. 4, America's Most Wanted. I'm sorry, I read this and I can't help but laugh. America's Most Wanted win the Impact Tag Team Championships. So he's predicting that Chris Harris and James Storms are going to be the new Impact Wrestling Tag Team Champions. Not even involved in the match. He says that the Briscoes defending against the Good Brothers, and the title, the card could change, and we could get a triple threat match. And James Storm and Chris Harris will be the new Impact Wrestling Tag Team Champions. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. No, that would be absolutely insanely stupid. Okay, nothing against James Storm, nothing against Chris Harris, but they're not becoming the Impact Wrestling Tag Team Champions. They're not regaining. So it says Team Canada mess with the championship match. That this is the only one, because as I spoke about that, this is the only one that I could see happening. Okay. I could see it happening, and it says here, the former leader of the stable, Scott D'Amore, who has taken an authority role in the company, and Eric Young, who is competing for the Impact Wrestling World Tag Team Champions. They said that they're former Team Canada teammates. It says other members, unfortunately, it doesn't say unfortunately. It says other members like Bobby Roode and Petey Williams are signed with the WWE. Okay, so he points out here that Bobby Roode and Petey Williams are signed with the WWE, so it's not going to be them. But Abyss is signed with the WWE, but you still think Abyss is going to be part of a Monsters Ball match. So, but that's which is not going to happen. He says Windham Rotunda debuts. As much as I would love to see this happen, this is actually another. This is actually another. Prediction. That I would be okay with, but I don't see it happening. I don't see Windham Rotunda debuting, but he makes a prediction that the Windham Rotunda, aka formerly known as Bray Wyatt, makes his debut. But I just don't see it happening. I just don't see it happening. As I would love to see it happen, but I don't see it happening at Slammiversary. And then the final prediction from the Daily DTD, what's this guy's name? Granger Chapman. Final prediction. He predicts who the last 2 members of the TNT original. The TNA originals team will be. Well, we know for a fact that he's wrong on at least one. So he says the final 2 members of TNA originals team are going to be Jeff Jarrett, Jeff Jarrett, and Sting. It says Jeff Jarrett. He just made an argument that Bobby Roode and Petey Williams they can't be a part of the Team Canada reunion because they're signed with the WWE. But Jeff Jarrett, who's signed with the WWE, and Sting signed with AEW, they could definitely be part of the of the TNA original. I'm sorry. I don't know how these are. I don't know. This is just kind of dumb. He got 2 things that are a little that could happen. The Team Canada thing and the Windham Rotunda thing. That's something that there's a possibility that could happen. But Jeff, is he sitting there thinking, Jeff Jarrett and Sting? They're the last 2. They're the last 2. Jeff Jarrett and Sting. Jeff Jarrett and Sting. Let's do it. Yeah, we're gonna get Jeff. We're gonna get Jeff Jarrett. We're gonna get Jeff Jarrett, and we're gonna get Sting. Yeah, why not? Let's do it. Yeah. Well, one of them is Nick. It's not gonna be Jeff Jarrett. It's not gonna be Sting. Okay, so All right. So I wanted to go over that. I thought it was, I thought some of these were quite funny. Okay. So anyway, so that's it. That's it. So June 19th, 2022, this Sunday, Slammiversary. Believe it starts at 8 p.m. EST. That's the usually the time that these shows start. Could be 7. I think it's 8. But nonetheless, check fight. And get ready. It's gonna be a very, very good show. Looking forward to it. Okay, so we're gonna leave it at that for now. Now, anything else breaks, of course, today I'll be back. But until then, thank you very much. Take care. Bye bye, and stay safe, everyone. So long. Don't forget the t-shirt. Stay safe, everyone. So long. Bye bye.